Good morning to our viewers on this beautiful Monday morning. Thank you for joining us on the Trending Now segment on the TVC Breakfast Show. Here on the Trending Now segment, we have our finger on the pulse and our eyes on the streets. And we like to bring you some of the trending stories that are shaping the world that you and I live in. We begin today with this serious development where a military operation in Borno State is shedding new light on what Nigerian troops say are the international links behind the insurgency in the northeast. The military says that it has neutralized an ISWAP cameraman and recovered multimedia materials pointing to the presence of 3 foreign operatives within the terrorist group. According to Operation Hadin Kai, forensic analysis of footage recovered from a camcorder identified a Palestinian described as ISWAP's chief trainer, a Moroccan doctor, and another unidentified Arab operative allegedly working with the group. Now, this is a big discovery, and it followed what the military described as a failed overnight attempt by ISWAP fighters to infiltrate Kroskawa and Kukawa local government areas of Borno State. These attackers were repelled after trying to loot medical supplies, which is a development that the military believes supports intelligence suggesting a cholera outbreak within terrorist camps. The military also says that 2 soldiers were wounded during this operation and they've since been evacuated for treatment while investigations continue into what it describes as ISWAP's transnational terrorist links. So think about it, a Moroccan doctor, an Arab operative, and another are now working within local ISWAP ranks. Very troubling. Let's have a look at social media. A Willpower Move says, you are being trained to fight your own people in the name of a man-made religion, only for those who trained you to one day turn against you and seek control of your land. It is a tragic cycle. History should teach us to put our people and our humanity first. Shola says, a lot of us appreciate your resilience and dedication to keep our territory safe. Thank you for your service to our country. God bless our armed forces and God bless Nigeria. A Wisdom Lukman says, a Palestinian trainer, a Moroccan doctor, what has Nigeria done to the world terrorists that the country now becomes so attractive to them? And finally, Max Punter says, this is a song of victory for people fighting for nothing. Why do they want to destabilize this country? What do they really want? I can see a high level of improvement in our military right now. God bless our military. A team where we spoke about this on Newspaper Review, but here on Trending Now, we're allowed to be a bit more descriptive because we have a bit more time. Mr. Shomi, a Palestinian trainer, a Moroccan doctor. For me, I'm not just seeing people, I am seeing facilities and assets that ISWAP has. A doctor to treat their ill or their wounded, a trainer to teach them, foreign military tactics. It's very, very worrisome. We're now also hearing there's a cholera outbreak within their ranks, within that area of Borno State. What does this mean for the military, and what does this mean for ISWAP?
Well, it's quite clear. It seems it's what the military already know, because we know ISWAP is Islamic States in West Africa, and they're an offshoot of ISIS, which is based in Iraq, Syria, in Afghanistan initially at a point in time. So we now realize that, look, it is true that we now have the evidence to say, look, foreign, how do I call it? Foreign terrorists are also involved in the operations in Nigeria, because you can have ISWAP as a foreign terrorist group without actually, deploying foreign terrorists into our country. But we now know they are in our country. We know they're trying to get some medical supplies, and they're training people to attack our resources. Unfortunately, cholera is afflicting them currently. I hope that cholera will double up.
I couldn't agree more with you, Mr. Shomi. When we see things like this, Olamide, it shows me the extent that the terrorist networks would go to structuralizing, systemizing their operations. So you realize that this is not just, some boys and girls, if it is, who are just trying to kidnap people or do things to get money. It's not poverty that is driving them. There's an agenda here. There's an ideology driving these guys. And so you see the weight of professionalism that they build around themselves. We cannot then approach that with kid gloves, just thinking that by maybe just killing a few of them, that would get the thing out of the way. No, we have to go the whole gamut of destructuralizing the whole network, from the suppliers, the operators, the trainers, and the likes, and the guys on the ground who carry the job. That way we'll be able to, conquer this fight against terrorism. It's a serious thing we're looking at here, really serious.
I think, it's really gotten to a level where we see that, of course, we've always known that they are foreign collaborators, enemies of who are working in cahoots with the enemies of this nation, all of them, enemies of Nigeria. And that is why the Nigerian soldiers, we give kudos to them, what they've been doing in fighting these enemies of our land. And in whatever form, in whatever format, I do not believe that there is one kind of ideology that is driving them. No, it is madness that is driving them. It is money. It is the love for wealth. Because if it is ideological, why are you fighting people and then you're asking for ransom? Why are you killing people and then the next thing you kidnap them and then you're asking for, the release of your own leaders and all of that, and the next thing you're collecting money at the end of the day. So it is very good. The fact that we're now seeing, we are identifying them because, of course, Palestinian, Moroccan, at the point they've even, talked about the French and all of that. All these people, regardless of their national, they do not represent their country because they are very good people in the country. As a matter of fact, even the Mossad, some of them, Palestinians, are working for Israel to kill their own people in their own country. So with all of this, whoever the enemies of this country is or are, the Nigerian soldiers not only identify them, send them back to their makers.
Absolutely, and it's important to note that this isn't hearsay or rumor. The Nigerian army posted on their official X account the pictures of these faces. So they're doing their best to carry us along in their journey on the front lines. Thank you so much for your input, team. Now, moving on into the world of entertainment, where Nigeria's biggest music stars are now being challenged to use their success to change more lives. Our First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has called on artists, including Davido, Burna Boy, and Asake, to channel part of their wealth into charitable initiatives that will support poor and vulnerable Nigerians. She said that while their success is worth celebrating, philanthropy should go hand in hand with prosperity, and she is now urging these wealthy entertainers to establish foundations that empower struggling Nigerians. And in the course of telling us this, to illustrate the impact of giving back, the First Lady shared a very heartwarming story of a university graduate who turned to selling akara after struggling to find a job. She revealed that she quietly supported this young entrepreneur and she helped him expand his business, although she didn't disclose his identity. But it's a heartwarming story and it's going viral online. Have a look at what she had to say.
I want to appeal to our young ones in the entertainment industry. I've mentioned it before, and I will use Akon, a music icon who does a lot of great charity work. They make the Burna Boys of this world, Asake, all of them, Davido. We want to see you with one foundation or the other, helping the poor with your money. Not just good cars are good. A Maybach is good, Rolls Royce is good, but still, you can still help.
Lady also encouraged Nigerians to embrace entrepreneurship. She stresses that there is dignity in every honest means of livelihood, no matter what you do. Well, as always, her remarks have since sparked conversations about celebrity philanthropy and the role of public figures in tackling poverty beyond government intervention. But what do you think about this? Asake, Davido, I hope you are hearing. Let's have a look at social media. Omaga says she has a point. Billionaires like Dangote and Tony Elumelu give out millions every year so that there's nothing bad. So there's nothing bad if our billionaire celebrities do the same. JJ says she's right. I'm not gonna lie. Look at America. Their artists, even athletes, help like mad, mostly in schools and universities. At the end of the day, the fans are the ones doing the most for them. But the ones in Africa are promoting sport betting and flexing their cars. And finally, Toby DC says, she is not wrong. If the big three come together, it can really help. Government alone can't carry everything. Burna, Asake, Davido, Wizkid. Shebi una here. Now, team, I truly believe that with celebrity influence comes a lot of responsibility. It's a gift that you've been given, and you are supposed to be a benefit to the wider society. And I did my digging, I did my research as always. I know that Burna Boy has a football academy. I know that Davido also does some philanthropy. I don't know about Asake or Wizkid per se, but I know that these people are sort of making strides in their communities to give back. I don't think that what the First Lady said was wrong in any way, and many social media users will agree with me. We all have a responsibility from the lowest cadre to the highest cadre of society to give back. To whom much is given, Mr. Shomi, much is expected.
Honestly, this is not the first time the First Lady will be doing this. Before she became First Lady, she's been encouraging anyone. I remember there was a time she came to TVC. She was actually asking the staff, what are you doing to help other people? You have a job. What are you giving to charity and all that? So she has a long track record. I don't know whether that is coming from a religious background, you know, or whether that's who she is in person. But the truth of the matter is she has a long track record on this. And when it comes to celebrities, you know, you quite often see them displaying their wealth, either through exotic vehicles or giving out dollars, hundreds of dollars, you know, in what they think vain activity as far as I'm concerned. But the bottom line at the end of the day is when you look at what the First Lady is trying to do in ideological terms, you see that probably she's trying to reverse the main lesson in pedagogy of the oppressed. The main lesson in pedagogy of the oppressed is an oppressed person, when liberated, does not necessarily want the liberation of other oppressed people, but to wield his hegemony over them. So the First Lady is saying, hang on a minute, no matter your background, no matter where you're coming from, whereas many of them actually came from deprived background. So she's saying, look, think about other deprived people, try and give something back to the society where you are living.
Except for something like a Davido, you know. It's a great message that Her Excellency, you know, the First Lady is talking at this time in our country. If you compare Africa and maybe Nigeria now with, say, United States or the United Kingdom and other parts of the world, you see it's somewhat like a culture where celebrities now, actors, musicians, and the likes, you know, they kind of know that their wealth has to be distributed one form way or the other. But not so much like that in our country. And like you said, Olamide, something like a Davido, you know, he's been doing this, at least at his level, for quite a while.
Even Burna Boy as well.
Also. But I think what she's now really saying is we need to be intentional about this one. Two, we need to come together to achieve much more, instead of just doing it as an individual. I think if we follow that message and build a system around this, it will be better.
I think the First Lady is only being motherly, and she's also being a pastor, as she is known to be. And she's always been, of course, she's always a giver. One thing is, if it only takes someone who does it conveniently, easily, day and night, that can call other people to say, please, come and partake of this greatness, come and partake of this, you know, excellent, you know, acts. She's not calling criminals. She's not calling people of questionable characters. She's calling people that people, you know, see that when they spend their money. However, in the cause of humanity, people will say they are not stolen funds. So she's not even calling politicians. Remember, during her birthday, she said, rather than giving her gift money, let's convert it into, I think, a library or something. Yeah. She's also spent a lot for tuberculosis because of her own personal personal experience with someone who was close to her. She spent so much, you know, nurses, everyone, what have you. So calling on Davido, she's not saying that they have not been doing it. Of course, Davido has David Adeleke Foundation. There's also William Ichemba.
Burna Boy Football Academy.
Exactly. There's also Tonto Dike, who is also a celebrity, running an NGO. DJ Copy, running our own NGO as well. There's Wizkid, the Burna Boy known as that of Damini Ugulu. You know, all of those, you know, she's saying, let us do more. Let us continuously do more. And the fact that she mentioned Davido, Burna Boy, she's actually referring to everyone. She's only mentioning the names that were readily available. Of course, these are international giants. Of course, when it comes to, what do they win internationally? This Grammy. You know, so it is very easy for someone to recall those names. So she's actually essentially calling everyone, including Portable.
And I think it's an honor.
Brian, you had to bring portable, of course.
Absolutely. I think it's an honor to be mentioned by the First Lady as somebody who she thinks is capable of giving back in that way. And for music fans who are always arguing about who the top three are, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has told us who they are. They are Davido, Ashake, and Burna Boy.
That's a good argument.
Thank you for your input, team. Moving on into the world of entertainment, we don't leave entertainment here out on Trending Now. With just weeks to her highly anticipated wedding to her fellow content creator, Pella, Jarvis is already telling her guests what to bring and what not to bring. Content creator Jarvis has sparked conversations online after revealing that anyone who is attending her white wedding should come with generous gifts for both herself and Pella. In a video that's going viral online, she jokingly but very pointedly says that her guests should spray US dollars or at the very least 500 Naira notes, while expensive electronics such as televisions, refrigerators and microwaves would be far more appreciated than plastic buckets and other household items. This is what she had to say.
Bring gifts for the wife. Yes. Bring gift for the husband. Don't just come empty-handed though, because we chop, we enjoy life. So you bring gifts, gift packages that we will take home. Bring bundles. At this point, we don't accept Naira. We only do dollars. But Naira is accepted though. But your Naira should be very, very high.
Well, these latest comments are coming just weeks after the couple's Ashwebi prices went viral. Their Ashwebi packages reportedly ranged from 350,000 Naira all the way to 1 million. Jarvis and Pella also got engaged last month, if you recall, and they've since announced that their white wedding will take place on the 1st of August this year, and it's adding to the excitement amongst their millions of followers. But as expected, Jarvis's wedding wish list has divided opinion online. Some are saying it's playful banter, while others say that wedding invitations shouldn't come with demands from the groom or his house. I will not be attending that wedding. Let's have a look at social media. Netizen X says, some Nigerian celebs behave anyhow. Don't they know that Niger fame is temporary? Many celebrities are broke currently. They never thought that they'd be relevant in the future. They thought that their fame would last forever. And Casey Love Diamond says, at this rate, guests need to apply for a loan before they attend this wedding. Now, team, as always, my mandate is to bring you trending stories, regardless of who or what. This story is really trending, but I want to open up the wider conversation to the demands of what I like to call the Nigerian wedding complex. Mr. Shomi, you will buy Ashwebi as a woman. You will do your hair. You will pay for makeup. You will pay for a ride there. Then when you go there, Mr. Shomi, you're still expected to spray the couple, and not just spraying the couple cash. You've already bought a gift with another cash to bring to the venue. And Jarvis is now saying, don't bring plastic bucket, bring me a fridge. How can we cope?
Well, Jarvis is only trying to emotionally exploit their followers or fans, and that's exactly what is going on, for financial consideration and financial gain. It's quite clear to me. So it will only take people who are very gullible or who, one way or the other, feel, I don't know, who would easily fall for that. So why the need for dollars in a country where Naira is the normal currency, and you are even stipulating minimum of 500 Naira? So you can see clearly that these are guys who wants to exploit, their fans for financial gains.
Maybe they were just trying to catch a cruise, just have fun and all of that. But, these are some of the things why some persons initially, when they announced their engagement, some people are saying that they are still children. Because acts like this shows a whole lot of childishness, but maybe they're just having fun. But you see, at the end of the day, you have a choice whether to attend this wedding or not. They, as a couple, let's assume this is a serious matter from their end, they have said that this is what we want. You now have a choice to either go there or don't go. It's their wedding at the end of the day. So they are setting the mark as to what they want their wedding to look like. Not be by force, say make you come, even if you are invited.
I think it's, is it Luke 12:34 that says, from the abundance of their hearts, the mouth speaketh.
Right.
And whether it was passed out jokingly or jocularly or any way, she's communicated, and some people will take it seriously. I believe that what we want them to do is marriage, not wedding. Because when people celebrate child christening, all of the celebrations is just to call people and feed them. In fact, call those who are the needy, as the First Lady has already said. Call those who are the needy and feed them, make them happy. That is the essence of celebration, not for you to make it as an avenue to become even wealthier, because of course I would believe that you guys are already wealthy. So what we want you guys to do is marriage, because after wedding, the noise and all of that, everybody goes back home. It remains you and your louse. Yes, you're very funny husband. Don't let me use that word.
It's scary to think that some people are getting married just so they can collect money from spraying. I'm not saying them, but some people do. Thank you for your input, Tim.
Yeah.